Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I actually did my makeup with the Tati Beauty palette, and that is what we are going to be talking about today. I'm sure you could tell by the title that we were going to be talking about this, and I was going to be talking about my first impressions, what I thought, and actually this is not my first impressions, this is like my third impressions, I guess you could say. But I wanted to talk to you about these shadows, what I thought from like a beginner's kind of standpoint, like not a makeup artist standpoint, if you understand what I'm saying. So I wanted to talk about that and talk about putting swatches for you guys. I did actually tape swatches for you, and I put like what the palette looks like and everything like that in the video, or I'm going to put it in the video so you can see everything. And I hope the swatches turned out okay. I am not the best. I'm trying to learn so I can get better and do more for you guys on YouTube, and that way like we can grow together. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. We're going to talk about my eye look, and we're going to talk about the palette and what I did in my eye look, and I'll show you everything that I did. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and let me know that you did like it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become a part of the Cali Kinder family, and also don't forget to hit that bell notifying you when I upload a video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this review. Okay, so we're gonna first talk about the palette, because then we'll get into the shadows and my look for today. So here is the palette. It is a matte palette, and it is a pretty small palette, I would say. I mean, it's, me and my husband have been comparing this palette, like the palette, to the Jaclyn Hill palette. So I'm gonna go grab that. Hang on. When doing a comparison on how big this palette is, I decided just to pull my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. And this is the size of the palette. As you can see, that it's this basically the same thickness. Oh gosh, that's so bent, I didn't realize. And then it's just a little bit smaller than the Jaclyn Hill palette, considering this one has 35 shades. This is a pretty decent sized palette for the shadows and everything. So I think this is really cool, like that it's like this big and it just fits really well. I think it's a really decent sized palette. I completely forgot to show you what it came in. So there was a slip on the palette that it came with, and you can see this is also a raised label, and then there's just prints on the back what's in the shadows. This is what it came in. Look at this beautiful picture of Tati. She looks great. And then I love what it says in there. Beautiful is your story to tell. I'm actually keeping this box because I'm weird like that. I actually like to keep stuff like this, like for instance, like Jaclyn Hill's stuff. I kept her unicartons and stuff like that, and so this will be Tati's. I do that whenever I like to, when I'm inspired by someone who is a really down-to-earth person, and I love Tati so much. So, but this is going to be a completely unbiased video. I just want you to know that these thoughts are my own and how I feel about them, coming from a person who, like, I'm not a makeup artist, like a trained makeup artist, and I love makeup. So this is coming from my point of view of like being a consumer that when, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Anyways, so let's talk about the shadows. And I will insert swatches for you guys. So as you can see, there are, I'm sure you've heard it, there's 4 different textures, and there are 6 different undertones of this palette. And I don't remember who it was. I wish I did, because I've watched so many videos of the Tati review palette already, and someone said, oh, it was Gabby Hanna. She was talking about it on her Snapchat, and she was talking about how she how basically what Tati did was created her favorite shade in different textures. And when Gabby said that, I was like, oh my god, that is so true. She really did. She created the shades in different textures. So for instance, like if this was my favorite shade, I love that shade, I think it's so pretty. Or this orange, like, and I wanted it in like a glitter shade or a metallic shade, like that's what Tati did. And I think that's really, really cool that she did that, because you want to be able to play with different kind of textures in your eye looks, and your being able to experiment more than just sticking with that same color and be like, oh, well, I wish that this was a glitter or something like that. You have that option. So I think that's really, really cool that she did that, and that she went out there and was bold and put like these glitters in this palette. And then this sequin formula, oh, when y'all see the swatches, I'm actually going to probably insert them once we start talking about them more. But this sequin formula, let's just talk. Okay, so the matte shades are on the bottom row. They are creamy, and I think they're really pigmented for what she gave us. I had a really hard time swatching them, but like when I apply them to my eye, they blend out beautifully. I love them so much. They are really, really pretty. My favorite actually, I think, is this one so far, because just the way it's swatched like the best, I think, out of all of them. And also Poet did also. So when you're playing with those mattes, they're super easy to blend out, and they're really great for beginners. If you're a beginner and you're learning how to blend and stuff like that, I think this palette is pretty great for you. However, if you're scared by the glitter, don't be. I think you could work your way up to it. I think you could eventually get to where you could wear this glitter if you're like too worried. So to the second row is the sequin formula. This formula is really, really different. It is really, really creamy. In the swatches, you'll see that I'm taking my flashlight, and you can see the glitter reflecting off my flashlight on my phone. It is so pretty, and I just think it applies so much better with a finger. So when you're going in, make sure that you're really getting in there and you're getting the glitter off of the shadow. As you can see, look at that glisten. It's just so pretty, and oh, I can't wait to actually like use this with my finger. I've only used it with a brush, and I really just want to use it with like my finger all over the eye and just call it good. Like, I feel like that's going to be one of those days where I can just like throw a transition shade like either Soothe or Ritual into the crease, and then pack this all over the eye and call it good, and walk out the door with falsies and like it just be a natural everyday look. That's what I can't wait for. Now the metallic row, oh my gosh, this black shade is so pretty. You'll see in the swatches, I think it is gorgeous. She did such a great job with just creating these most pigmented and creamy shadows, and I can't get over it. This, honestly, I'm blown away by these. I almost feel okay, so when you touch them, they're not as wet as Natasha Denona's, but I honestly feel like they're comparable. That's honestly the truth, because when I'm swatching them, I just feel like that one almost, I feel like, is a highlight. This one is, I think this, the one in Story is going to be a good favorite shade for me because of its undertone. It's just so warm, and I love it so much, and I hope those swatches are really good for y'all so y'all can see what they really look like, because these are beautiful. I put some on my Snapchat story. I put the sequin and the glitter on my Snapchat story, so if y'all want to see the other ones, let me know, and I'll like add them to my highlights or something. So those three are creamy and so pretty and pigmented. They're not like chunky. They don't, when you're swatching them, they don't come out chunky. You don't have to like what am I trying to say? You don't have to like keep reapplying, and like it just gets worse and worse and worse. So it just, they work out so amazing, and they're so easy to apply. I feel like this is just a beginner's palette, if that makes sense. Like it's one of those teaching palettes. That's how I feel like when I'm playing with this. So whenever you get to the glitters, these glitters are something like I've never seen before. I have the Kylie pressed glitters. Actually, that's what I wanted to do. Hang on just a second. So these glitters are like nothing like anything else I've played with. Now I have Kylie's pressed glitters, and these do not feel the same. They are completely different. They, let's see if I can, like they have, this one has flecks of glitter in it, but it's more like a shadow kind of. It just almost like a topper would probably be recommended to call this. And the glitters are like legit glitter. They are, I could barely like put my finger in it. And I'm gonna tell y'all this really quickly. When you're doing the glitters, you want to like do a press and like pull kind of like this motion, so that way you're able to blend it out onto the finger, not your finger, onto your eyelid. So as you can tell, like there's more glitter and shadow in that one. This one almost looks like that one. So do you see what I'm saying? Like this one is more glitter than a pressed pigment. And it's amazing to me to see. I'm going to keep saying amazing because I'm just kind of blown away by this palette. I'm going to tell you all the honest truth. I almost didn't think this was going to be a good palette. Like I was honestly scared before I got it. Like it looked pretty, it was appealing, you know, and everyone was like, yeah, it's going to be so pretty, blah, 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 blah. But I was honestly like terrified. But you know, Tati's been reviewing for such a long time that I shouldn't have doubted her, because you know, YouTubers are picky. They know what they want. They're not going to send out a crappy product, even though I've heard some others have. That's another tea for another video. But anyways, when I actually got this palette and I saw the formulas, I saw the colors, and I saw what it really was going to be about, I changed my tone completely changed. I was blown away. I was ecstatic. I was so happy, and I was, you know, I was like, okay, I gotta get into this. I gotta play with this. I was also having a really bad day that day. So, like, I was just ready to open it and play with it. And then I did pull it out and I did swatch a few, but I have a problem where my hands sweat. And so whenever I tried to swatch it, my hands were sweating. And so like the swatches came out terrible. And I was like, oh my God. I only swatched like 2, I think. But after I left and I was like, I need to calm down. I need to get in a better like mood before I start playing with this. And so I came home after my hard day and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play with my makeup. So I sat down and I played with it, and it just made me feel so much better. And that's what makeup does. Makeup is there for you to be creative and be able for you to release stuff. And when I got this palette, I was like, oh my God, I get to look like Tati. I get to like play like Tati, and I get to do all this, and that made me so happy because I was able to create with like products that I love, which I love glitter. I could, if I would wear, like the way my eye looks right now, I would wear this every day just like this, because I love the glitter and the intensity and the sparkle it brings to my face, because I feel like I just light up. And so having this palette is really amazing. I'm so excited that this palette is here. You know, everyone always asks, is it something you need? Right now, to me, it's something I needed because I love the creativity and I love the glitter. Now, if you are just now getting into makeup and you're like, yeah, I want to start experimenting with different textures and doing all this, then this would be a great palette for you. I think that you could learn a lot with this palette, with how she made it so creamy and easy to use. I think that's a good palette to have. And price point, it's kind of expensive. It's $47, which I'm not gonna like budge about it too much because it's also made in the United States and it's cruelty and vegan free. So, right? Yeah, I'm right. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got everything. But I think Tati did a really amazing job. I really love this palette. And is it a need? If you're into makeup and you love makeup, yes, I think you need it. If you're scared of the glitters, don't be afraid. Just stay on the last 3 rows. I honestly think that you could make anything pretty with these three textures, and then eventually work your way up to glitters. You don't even have to use that much glitter. You can use a little. But this palette is just something different. And I did tell my husband, he kept asking me, he said, is the Jaclyn Hill palette better than this palette? And I said, texture-wise and versatility-wise, yes. This one is definitely hits it out of the park with that. Color-wise, Jaclyn Hill does have more colors in her palette. However, some people are scared of color. So if you are scared of color, I would go with this palette. Jaclyn Hill's have more like color and everything like that. So that's the only thing. But Tati is going to be coming out with more palettes. So this is just the first one. It is a basic palette. And that's what she wanted. And that is what this is. And I think it is perfect. So if you get on the waiting list and you get one of these, comment down below and let me know that you did get one or you're on the pre-sale order, because I'm going to be excited for you to get this palette. So anyways, we're going to talk really quickly about, I'm going to go through my makeup look really quick that I did for you today, and then we will close out of this video because I'm sure I've talked a really long time. I've been on here for 20 minutes. Yeah, that's a really long time. So let's talk through the shades of my eyeshadows really quickly. So I went in first with Soothe and Matte in my crease. And blended that out, and then I went in with Matte Ritual in my outer corner of my eye, and then I actually went in with I didn't go in with Matte Ritual. I went in with Sequin Ritual in the outside corner of my eye because I wanted more glitter. But like I said, when I used it with the brush, I felt like the glitter flaked off. So I'm going to try using a finger next time with that. Then I went in with Sequin Story and deepened out in my crease, just giving my crease a little bit of color because I wanted to have just a pop of orange, because I just was tired of playing with the neutrals because I've been wearing a lot of neutral colors lately. And then lastly, I went in with Aura glitter on my middle of my lid, and that is what I'm wearing right now. On my lower lash line, I went in with Story Sequin, and I blended that out on my bottom lash line, and then I used Soothe in Matte and blended that out underneath my lash line. So that is, how many shades did I use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used 6 shades out of the palette to create this look. I'm really happy with how it is because I love just that intense glitter, how it makes my eyes pop, and I just love it. So that is my final look for today, or my final thoughts on this palette for today. Tati, thank you for coming out with this palette. I really do, and I love this palette, and I love you. And I know you probably won't even see this video when I'm saying this, but she really has been a great influencer on YouTube. She hasn't changed who she is to appease everyone, and I appreciate that for her. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this ramble of me talking for a really long time. I told my husband I would be in here 10 minutes. I've been in here 25. He's probably asleep. Anyways, all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and let me know that you did like it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become part of the Callie Kinder family. And I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.